Ever wondered what would happen if Toji Fushiguro, the legendary non-sorcerer bad boy from the Zenin clan, decided to throw down every major curse in Jujutsu Kaisen? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into a wild ride where Toji, armed with nothing but his wits and a killer set of skills, takes on the creepiest, crawliest curses out there. Toji Fushiguro, despite lacking cursed energy, compensates with exceptional physical prowess and combat intelligence, making him a formidable non-sorcerer. His arsenal includes a variety of cursed tools, notably a cursed inverted spear of heaven that can nullify cursed energy. This was evident in his fight against Gojo Satoru, where he leveraged his agility and strategic thinking to nearly defeat one of the strongest sorcerers in the series. Curses in Jujutsu Kaisen are malevolent entities formed by human negative emotions, categorized by their threat level from grade 4 to special grade. Special grade curses like Sukuna or Jogo possess catastrophic powers that threaten entire regions. Each curse Toji faces will be introduced by their origin, specific abilities, and the danger they pose, setting the stage for their hypothetical confrontations with Toji. Let's start with Toji versus a grade 2 curse, Grasshopper Curse. This curse takes the form of an enormous grasshopper, employing its abilities to launch rapid, leaping attacks and deliver strikes with its razor-sharp limbs. In the realm of Jujutsu Kaisen, grade 2 curses are formidable enough to pose threats to inexperienced sorcerers, but generally do not stand up to the seasoned or particularly skilled. In this hypothetical battle, Toji Fushiguro would encounter this curse in an environment that perhaps mimics a dense urban area or a forest, providing him with ample opportunities to use his surroundings strategically. Given Toji's renowned combat prowess and reflexes, it's reasonable to believe he would adapt quickly to the curse's attack pattern. Toji, well equipped with his arsenal that likely includes the inverted spear of heaven and other curse tools, could easily counter the curse's speed and agility. His strategy might involve using his heightened senses to predict and intercept the Grasshopper Curse mid-leap, turning its own momentum against it. With his physical strength and precision, Toji would be capable of dismantling the curse swiftly, possibly using basic weaponry or even engaging in close quarters combat to sever the limbs of the curse, neutralizing its primary attack capability. Outcome-wise, Toji would likely emerge victorious without significant challenge. Next up is Toji versus Special Grade Curse Jogo. Jogo is no small fry. He embodies volcanic fury, wielding the power to generate and manipulate fire that can obliterate entire landscapes. His signature ability to create and control destructive blasts of cursed energy and intense heat make him a daunting opponent for even the most skilled sorcerers. Facing off against Jogo, Toji Fushiguro would be at a seeming disadvantage due to his lack of cursed energy. However, Toji's strategic genius and his array of cursed tools provide him with a unique edge. He might employ the inverted spear of heaven, a weapon that nullifies cursed energy, effectively turning Jogo's primary strength into his weakness. By neutralizing Jogo's volcanic attacks, Toji could close in for more traditional combat. Tactically, Toji's approach would likely involve evading Jogo's initial fiery onslaught to study his attack patterns. Using his superior agility and combat intelligence, Toji could identify moments when Jogo overextends or when his attacks leave him vulnerable. The battle might see Toji exploiting environmental factors, perhaps using water sources or terrain to his advantage, mitigating the impact of Jogo's heat-based attacks. The outcome? Despite Jogo's overwhelming power, Toji's cunning and resourcefulness would likely see him through. Imagining Toji's victory, one could almost picture him rolling his eyes at Jogo's temper, maybe even quipping about how it's hotter than a midsummer day in Kyoto, but certainly not hot enough to sweat over. Moving on to Toji versus Special Grade Curse Hanami. Hanami, a special grade curse in Jujutsu Kaisen, embodies the destructive potential of nature. His abilities allow him to manipulate plants for both offensive and defensive purposes, creating thorns, vines, and even whole trees to attack his enemies or shield himself. Additionally, Hanami can regenerate damage by drawing energy from his surroundings, making him a persistently tough opponent. Facing Hanami, Toji Fushiguro would likely deploy a multifaceted approach. While Hanami's powers are formidable, Toji's lack of cursed energy ironically positions him uniquely against curses that rely heavily on their cursed energy manipulation. Utilizing the inverted spear of heaven, Toji could strategically disrupt Hanami's ability to regenerate by severing his connection to the surrounding nature, essentially cutting off the curse's fuel supply. Toji's plan might involve forcing Hanami into an environment where his nature-based abilities are less effective, such as an urban setting with minimal plant life, thereby limiting the curse's ability to utilize its full power. In such a scenario, Toji's unmatched combat skills would shine. His agility and tactical intelligence would enable him to evade Hanami's slower, albeit powerful nature attacks, closing the distance to deliver high-impact strikes with his weaponry. The battle's climax could see Toji exploiting a critical moment when Hanami attempts a major regenerative move or a large-scale nature attack. At this point, Toji could deliver a decisive blow with the inverted spear, effectively nullifying Hanami's cursed energy and preventing any further regeneration. By continually pressuring Hanami and not giving him the chance to recover, Toji could overwhelm the curse. Given Toji's track record and tactical acumen, he would likely emerge victorious in this encounter, demonstrating once again that sheer cursed energy is not always the deciding factor in battle outcomes. Hanami's reliance on nature could be cleverly turned against him in an environment manipulated by Toji. Up next is Toji vs. Special Grade Curse Dagon. Dagon, one of the formidable special grade curses in Jujutsu Kaisen, thrives in water-based environments, utilizing his aquatic abilities to create both defensive barriers and offensive attacks. His capacity to summon cursed spirits from the water adds a layer of complexity to any battle, as he can constantly reinforce his position with additional support. In a confrontation with Dagon, Toji Fushiguro would need to adapt to the aquatic battlefield, where Dagon's powers are at their peak. Given Toji's strategic acumen and his repertoire of cursed tools, he would likely approach this fight with a focus on mobility, aiming to stay clear of water-based traps and Dagon's summoned creatures. The Playful Cloud, a powerful and versatile weapon in Toji's arsenal, could be pivotal in this scenario. Known for its ability to alter its size and form, the Playful Cloud could enable Toji to execute aerial attacks, disrupting Dagon's aquatic domain from above and possibly altering the landscape to drain or displace water, diminishing Dagon's advantage. Toji's tactics would involve a combination of rapid, high-mobility maneuvers and precise, powerful strikes. By constantly moving and attacking from different angles, Toji could avoid being overwhelmed by Dagon's summoned forces and water manipulation. His objective would be to break through Dagon's defenses, using sheer offensive power and agility. Toji's physical prowess and combat skills would allow him to exploit any openings created by his aerial assaults, delivering devastating blows likely aimed at Dagon's core, where his cursed energy is concentrated. The outcome of this battle would showcase Toji's ability to dismantle Dagon's defenses effectively. Even with Dagon's formidable aquatic and summoning capabilities, Toji's strategic approach and mastery of cursed tools, combined with his raw power, would likely lead him to overcome the curse, breaking down the aquatic fortress and neutralizing one of the more tactically challenging special grade curses. Next up is Toji vs. Grade 1 Curse Mahito. Mahito, a Grade 1 curse in Jujutsu Kaisen, poses a unique challenge with its ability to manipulate souls through his technique called Idol Transfiguration. This allows him to not only alter his form, making him extremely difficult to predict and combat, but also to heal from injuries quickly by reshaping his soul. Mahito's deadliest aspect, however, is his ability to change the shapes of other souls, often fatally. In a clash with Toji Fushiguro, Mahito's usual tactics might encounter unexpected resistance. Since Toji lacks cursed energy, the typical application of Mahito's soul manipulating powers may be compromised, as Toji's soul may not be accessible or susceptible to direct cursed energy influences. This unique trait could provide Toji a critical initial advantage. Toji's strategy would likely focus on leveraging his extensive array of cursed tools and his exceptional physical combat skills. The inverted Spear of Heaven, known for nullifying cursed energy, could be crucial in this battle. By neutralizing Mahito's ability to manipulate his soul at will, Toji could prevent Mahito from healing or transforming effectively during the fight. Additionally, Toji's superior speed and strength would allow him to land significant blows that Mahito might not be able to predict or defend against effectively due to the disrupted use of his powers. A decisive moment in this battle could occur if Toji manages to use Mahito's need to come into close range to apply his soul manipulation. Toji could prepare a trap using a cursed tool designed to activate upon close contact, effectively turning Mahito's strength into his downfall. By striking swiftly and with lethal precision before Mahito has a chance to adapt his strategy or fully understand the limitations in affecting Toji, Toji could deliver a fatal blow. Overall, the combination of Toji's tactical acumen, robust arsenal, and innate immunity to direct cursed energy manipulation gives him a realistic chance to defeat Mahito. Lastly, Toji vs. Special Grade Curse Ryomen Sukuna. Ryomen Sukuna, heralded as the King of Curses, represents a pinnacle of cursed energy and abilities. His mastery over space manipulation and powerful fire-based attacks, combined with his near-immortal status and tactical cunning, make him an almost insurmountable opponent. Sukuna's abilities allow him to dominate battles through sheer power and the strategic use of his diverse curse techniques. Facing Sukuna, Toji Fushiguro would confront an extraordinary challenge. Despite Toji's lack of cursed energy, which is a unique advantage against some curses, against Sukuna it becomes a daunting disadvantage due to the overwhelming disparity in power. However, Toji is known for his exceptional use of cursed tools and his unrivaled hand-to-hand combat abilities. Toji might aim to utilize misdirection and tactics that leverage his physical prowess to create openings. Tools like the inverted Spear of Heaven could theoretically be used to momentarily disrupt Sukuna's cursed energy flow, allowing Toji brief windows to strike. In this battle, Toji's primary strategy would likely focus on exploiting Sukuna's potential underestimation of him, and any overconfidence resulting from his dominant abilities. Toji could use cursed tools that specifically target physical damage, as Sukuna's body, despite being powerful, is still subject to physical laws when not actively manipulating space. However, realistically, even with perfect execution of his tactics, Toji's chances of winning are slim. Sukuna's command over both high-powered techniques and basic combat skills, coupled with his strategic depth, means he can quickly adapt to Toji's maneuvers. Toji's strategy would probably focus more on survival than outright victory, utilizing his agility and combat intelligence to avoid lethal blows and prolong the battle. Ultimately, while Toji might hold his ground longer than most due to his skills and tools, overcoming Sukuna would likely be beyond his capabilities. Sukuna's versatile and vast curse energy, along with his regenerative and destructive powers, would eventually wear down Toji's defenses. And there you have it, folks. Toji Fushiguro's fights show he's incredibly skilled and smart, even without cursed energy. He can take on many curses, but against top-level enemies like Sukuna, he's outmatched. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Are you curious for more Jujutsu Kaisen content? Well, that's the subject of this other video. In the meantime, go ahead and click on this video you see right here. Go ahead, click it.